Welcome back. We have continuing coverage. If the Raiders get the go-ahead to move to Las Vegas, they could get a major discount from the NFL as well. Despite charging both the Rams and Chargers $650 million to move to L.A., Mark Davis will be facing a relocation fee between $325 to $375 million, according to Albert Breer. NFL owners could approve the Raiders' move as early as Monday. Time for sports and the law. We welcome in our expert tax attorney, Steve Moskowitz. All right, so why would the NFL give the Raiders a relocation fee that is about half of what they handed the Rams and Chargers to move to L.A.?
Because the Las Vegas market is much different than the L.A. market. The L.A. market is number 2 in the country behind New York. Las Vegas is different, and there's a lot of other things going on.
So money-wise, there's a lot more profit available to the Rams and the Chargers because they're in the L.A. market?
Absolutely.
All right, so would Rams and Chargers ownership have cases against the NFL now, though, since they've charged them nearly double? Is there any legal room for them to say, hey, you can't give the Raiders half of what we had to pay?
Any good lawyer can make any type of case, but here's the thing. You would pay different prices. It's like if you go in the store, you would pay more for designer dress than you would for some cheap knockoff.
How hard of a case, then, would that be for them to build? Like, what direction would they have to go?
That would be very hard because they would have to show that for some reason they were essentially cheated. And again, it's a different market like you do anything else. The L.A. market is just more valuable. It's the number 2 market in the country. It's not the same as the Las Vegas market. Okay,
in terms of the Raiders and Mark Davis now, what happens when you take your business across state lines?
Basically what happens when you leave California, you're probably going to have a state tax audit, and then the officials will say, here's all the things you did wrong, and here's the money you owe. Their lawyers will fight that for a while. Eventually, it'll go through the courts. There'll be some settlement. The new state says welcome, and the big deal with going to Nevada is you don't have the state income tax, whereas here you have the highest one. So basically, your take-home pay got a lot bigger, and the cost of living is less.
How difficult or how long could that be stretched out? For Raiders fans that want to keep their team here, legally, could this kind of keep them from going to Sin City in a couple years, or could it be wrapped up that fast?
Of all teams in the league, the Raiders, even when all the other owners, when they moved before to Southern California, all the other teams said you can't do it. They said, don't care, and they wound up in a lawsuit and they won. They're going to go.
So in terms of other implications, are there, from a team standpoint, in terms of logos, copyrights, other legal issues to be dealt with?
That's minor stuff, and they've already gotten that, where they have the Las Vegas Raiders, and that's basically, it's even an easy job for lawyers. Some backroom lawyer is just going ahead, filing the paperwork. That's the easiest part.
So give Raider fans some hope for keeping the team here. Is there anything?
Las Vegas is not far. It's a nice place to visit. You'll have a good time.
It's too far. Because for Oakland, in terms of the city trying to fight this, do they have any sort of angle to take to prevent the NFL from doing this?
They'll always take one, but take a look at their lease. They even have the option to stay a few years or go. This is all set up to facilitate their going. And not to mention the old stadium.
Yeah, so Raider fans,
they didn't want...
You're not giving us any hope.
I look at it a different way. You want what's best for the team. If you love something, you give it its freedom. They can still be fans, and today with people moving around the country so much, it's not like the old days where you can be a fan of a team on the other side of the country.
What about just the gambling aspect of Las Vegas and how that affects the NFL, and if they should move the Raiders there?
You know, in the real old days, they were so scared, like they wouldn't even take a Super Bowl commercial for Las Vegas. Oh, Sin City. Now, if you want to bet on any sports team, you do not have to go to Las Vegas. You can do it anywhere. That is really outmoded. Not to mention the fact, with the players making 7 figures now, they're a lot less likely to take bribes like in the old days. The bottom line is that's done. Not to mention the fact the commissioner goes over to London, and where they play there is literally across the street from the betting shops. Yeah. Come on, that's what our society has evolved to.
Well, it looks like this is actually going to happen.
Yes,
I know Raider fans do not want to hear it. Steve Moskowitz,
I know.
Thanks for trying to help us find a glimmer of hope. You didn't really succeed.
Well,
but we appreciate it.
We always want them to be happy, and they can watch it, and they can go there and have a good time.
All right, yeah. Go to Sin City. There you go.
Always a pleasure.
Coming up, it is National Puppy Day. We take a look at some of your favorite players with some of their favorite 4-legged friends. What's cuter than Buster and a puppy? Really? That's next.